Hello, everyone, and welcome to Team Talk. We're from BloodbowlLive. We're here to go through all of the teams from our favorite fantasy tabletop football game. My name is Chris. I'm joined by Mr. Tom Feakes, and this week we are looking at Elven Union. They are the elves, which narratively should contain all sorts of different elves in, but they don't. We've talked about that on a podcast before. Go and check it out. But the Elven Union team have had some changes. They have been one of the teams that, with the third edition coming out, have lost positionals in an attempt to get everything more like it is in the box. But the key question, and the first question, Mr. Tom Feakes, is if you are brand new to Blood Bowl or you're looking for a new team to play, why would you pick Elven Union?
Well, I'd say they're arguably the closest team to how American football is likely played. If you think particularly on offense, if you're wanting a team that's going to chuck the ball around a lot, and that's how you want to lean into it, definitely, I would absolutely go for them. What I do find quite interesting is when high elves come out, whether or not this is going to change it. In my opinion, at the moment with this build, they are the best passing team in the game. So you've definitely got the speed of ball and with the additions of some skills on the lineman, the amount of that ball can move. They are still elves. They've got Ag 2 across the board. They are still elves. They're going to explode sometimes, but it's the risk that you have to take. But if you're wanting to learn that side of the game in particular, absolutely pick it up. And it does look like GW have made passing a little bit simpler and easier for new players to pick up. So I'd say worth it.
Yeah, I think this team are probably the team to get if you are if you want to play if the thing you like is the idea of a passing game. They come with everything out of the box that you need to do that. So let's have a little look at the team. Then you get up to 16 standard elf linemen. Coming in at 65k, movement 6, strength 3, edge 2, passing 3, armor 8, and they come with the fumble Ruski skill, which is now a devious skill rather than a passing skill. You get 2 elf throwers, 75k each, movement 6, strength 3, edge 2, passing 2, armor 8, Hail Mary pass and pass. You then get a elf catcher or 2 elf catchers, 100,000 each, movement 8, strength 3, edge 2, passing 4, armor 8, catch, the addition of diving catch and nerves of steel. And then you get 2 elf blitzers, 115, movement 7, strength 3, edge 2, passing 3, armor 9, block and sidestep. Rerolls of 50k in this team. They get access to an APOC. I mean, they are the team to pass with. They are absolutely the team to pass with. They probably the kind of the changes are interesting with regards to third edition changes for this team, because it is very much about ball movement and getting the ball from one end zone to another in one turn. That diving catch, that Hail Mary, and the fumble Ruski to kind of move it around. They are the just kind of chuck it and see team now, aren't they?
Yeah, they absolutely are. They've really lent into what was there. Well, to be fair, what was already their real wheelhouse was the passing game anyway, but they've just chucked more skills onto there to make it even better, which absolutely. I love a good pass. I love my Skaven thrower and having that balls distribution. So yeah, on a personal level, I'd take it. One thing I do find interesting is I think with this is more maybe around GW moving some of the skills around, moving dirty player and things like that into devious. There is no access to devious on this team
No.
across the board. They have none, and I think from a narrative perspective that works more for Elven Union, and it makes more sense about sort of the older elves thinking this is how Blood Bowl should be played, rather than going down the devious line. So I actually quite like that change.
Yeah, and with the linemen going up from 60 to 65k as well, it is a bit, they're a bit more expensive to kind of lose them. They are contributing to your team value. Fumble Ruski is a lovely addition to them. 2 up, just kind of running that ball around, creating chains of elves to kind of run a ball up the pitch is incredible. But with that cost change, what does a 1 million build look like with this team now? Has it changed very much with that 65?
I think it has, and I've had to double check my workings here a couple of times because when you see the lineman going up to 65, you think, oh god. But in actual fact, losing access to 2 catches who are still 100k, I always struggled to build a 1 million build in the last edition anyway, because you want all your catchers, if you can do, you want all your blitzers, and they're suddenly really expensive. However, what I've worked out, 2 blitzers, 2 catchers, 1 thrower, because you can have 2 throwers if you want to. I don't think you need to in this team. Then 5, I think that ends up 6 linemen, 3 rerolls for 945, or 7 linemen, so with a sub for 960 and 2 rerolls. So in actual fact, I think in terms of building, this team's actually got a little bit easier because your positionals were so expensive.
Yeah, I guess it's a team that you can buy the box and you've got it out of the box, which is the thing that
Always
GW are
good.
going for now. And the linemen are now a bit more useful. You know, I guess Edge 2 linemen with strength 3 were always very, very good anyway.
Yeah.
They now just kind of have a bit of a perk to them. So I've got an Elven Union team. I'm kind of a bit torn with them because I think what will be interesting to see with all of these teams is how does the passing changes that they've made, do they open passing to everyone, and therefore do teams like Elven Union that have those pass and catch rerolls and have that good passing ability, are they actually going to become less appealing because you don't have to take them if you want to play the passing game? I'm thinking of Bretonians in particular with the Nerves of Steel and the pass and catch. They don't have passing 2R, they've got passing 3, but they can do a strong passing game. So is a team with armor 8 but that can pass the ball going to fall by the wayside a bit?
Possibly. And the thing is, it's always been the weakness of Union, even back when they were pro elves. The AV8 is always gonna hurt you. You're always gonna have matches where they're gonna do that. The way I'm feeling about them, because I've got a Union team as well, so it's not like I could go out and buy a different one. They're very much just a tournament team for me. Now you look at this and think, you know what, I'm just going to have a fun day chucking the ball around on the pitch and just think, well, you know what happens will happen. I completely get your point. Actually, you know, with the passing improving, the passing improving across the board, it does kind of make these look maybe not quite as special as they were, but in a lot of matches, people don't really pass the ball anyway. So I think it's just maybe a bit more of a tone shift we're going to see in this new season. I quite like them. I'll give them a run out at some point for a tournament. They are not going to be my priority, though, I think is the thing. They've gained some very interesting skills. To me, they still feel like the Union that they were last season.
Well, if you want to be lovely and agile and edge to everywhere, and if you want to throw the ball from your end zone into the opponent's end zone in one go, this is the team to pick. They are absolutely going to be getting that ball around the field. So if that's what you want to be doing, if you want to move that ball more than probably any other team in the game, Elven Union is the team for you to look at. That is Elven Union done, though. We'll be back next time for another team from our favorite tabletop fantasy football game. Thank you very much, Mr. Feakes. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.